Looks like a combination of a city car, a crossover SUV, and something sporty. Woo! Different world in here, guys. There's something about this area that just looks a little bit dated. I don't know what I'm doing, guys, but I'm just really happy. Hello, everyone. As you all know by now, crossover SUVs have become a very high demand. And South Korean car manufacturers like Hyundai and Kia, what we can establish with Kia and Hyundai is that they kind of grew from the crossover SUV segment. They kind of expanded because of the crossover SUV segment here in the EU market and also in the North American market. Now in today's generation, crossover SUVs come in a variety of sizes. You have full-sized crossover SUVs with 7 seats available. And then you have small-sized crossover SUVs which are based on the same platform as A-segment cars. Over here is a Kia XCeed, and today I'm going to tell you all why it's a very desirable crossover SUV and why it's actually my favorite. And if I had the choice, I think it's actually my dream car. You heard me. This is my dream car, actually. It's very desirable, it's very nice, and today I'm going to find out if it has what it takes to uphold the reputation of good value for money which Kia has had for quite a while. What you all need to know about this Kia XCeed is that this is a facelift version, guys. Let's see how refined it really is. Alright everyone, now this Kia XCeed costs 31,000 euros. Does it have everything it takes to exceed my expectations? We're gonna find out in a moment, everyone. Or more like the question was, is it good value for money or not? You see, Kia has a good reputation for good value for money, so I have a good feeling to be optimistic. I have a good reason to be optimistic, but let's see if this exceeds my expectations. Over here is the exterior design of the Kia XCeed, everyone. Looks very nice. In fact, it looks very similar to the pre-facelift version, but then that's normal with every facelifted car. There's never going to be big differences except the badge. So as you can see, the badge has been changed. Look at it right here. This is the exact same badge you see on every Kia cars of today's generation, of the 2020s. Very good, guys. This is one of the most 2020s Kia out here. Very nice. I like it. Nice. New Kia XCeed. Of course, let's see if it exceeds my expectations, first of all. So, I love this exterior. First of all, let's talk about the paint. I'm actually quite impressed with the paint. This is something that really stood out. Kia has employed something similar to this on other Kia models. Like I've noticed the Kia Sorento has it, and also the Kia Niro as well. So it's a very good paintwork. I like it. It reminds me of mint as well. It looks very good. Although if you look at it from certain angles, yes, it is green, but then it has a blue look to it. But it depends on which angle you look at it from. I love this combination. Very nice. And then over here is the front, guys. Looks very similar to the pre-facelift version, but then the prominent difference is the badge right here. Now with this sort of badge, it looks really, really desirable. It looks very interesting. You know, it looks like something a bit more sporty, if you know what I'm saying. And for those of you who crave sportiness, believe me, you're already gonna fall in love because these are actual air vents, right? Okay, and they have a purpose. It looks very similar to what I've seen of the Kia Sportage or Sportage. It looks very similar, but I noticed the Kia Sportage has employed a hubcap right in the center. So it's good, it's very good, and I like it. It's a black alloy wheel with some shiny alloys on the side. Really like about this Kia XCeed is the rear design as well. Like I really like how Kia has maintained a bit of simplicity right here. You see, just you have the badge in the center and then those form of rear lights. Looks very, very good. I love it, guys. And then this round edge designs on the side. It looks rather sporty, if you know what I'm saying. It looks like a combination of a city car, a crossover SUV, and something sporty. The identity is unquestionable. There's a strong sign of identity, and this is a design which Kia has had for quite a long time already. In fact, I noticed this in the early 2010s even. Take a look at the Kia XCeed from this angle, guys. It looks very, very interesting. It looks actually quite like a 4x4 or something. It looks like a full-sized SUV from this angle. If you look at it, you see how straight the bonnet is and how those wheels look very interesting, especially with the hard plastic on the side. It looks like something off-road capable. It's quite interesting what I'm looking at from certain angles. Like, look at this, guys. Look at this. It's very interesting. Whilst exploring the exterior of this Kia XCeed, I have to say I was very impressed, but then at the same time I was greeted with some questionable aspects. The first thing I'd like to point out is that there are parking sensors all over the car, okay? The front has parking sensors and the back has parking sensors, but the back has parking cameras and the front does not have parking cameras. So I was just wondering, for a price of 30,000 euros, it's debatable. Another questionable aspect I would like to point out is that those wheels look very nice and gorgeous, right? It pairs very well with the Kia XCeed theme, but the thing I would like to point out is that it conflicts with this hard plastic right here, because this hard plastic right here implies crossover or something cross-country. So I feel like if, in order to pair well with the sporty theme, it would have been nicer if this was piano black, or if this was maybe silver, or maybe if it was or if maybe it was just the same color as the body paint. I mean, if it's configurable, it's good, but if it's not, then it is questionable in my opinion. Another questionable aspect I would like to remark, guys, is that I don't know what is it with Kia and Hyundai, but for some reason on their SUVs, they have a tendency of putting the reverse lights all the way down there. Like, they put it right here. Wouldn't it be more logic to put it at a visible location, like especially up here maybe? Like, because putting it down there kind of reduces visibility to other road users. Time to explore the interior of this Kia XCeed. Woo! Different world in here, guys. Wow. Wow. Wow, it's very alive in here. I love it. It's good. It's really good. But by the way, let me just admire how solid the door is. Like, listen to this. Nice. It's quite nice. Wait, let me just try again. Over here is the interior of the Kia XCeed, everyone, and it really did exceed my expectations judging by what I saw of the exterior. It seems like the majority of the facelift seems to have happened in the interior, guys. Or maybe I'm wrong, please excuse me, but whatever I see here, it's really, really lively. So, let's start with the presentation. First of all, this is your climate control. Talk to physical buttons, guys. Now, this is something I noticed about Kia, is that they seem to be one of the only brands in the automotive industry that still use physical buttons, whilst European competitors have developed an obsession with the infotainments. If you want my opinion, I think Kia has done one of the best things, because this means there's so little to go wrong. This is additional reliability right here, guys. Well done, Kia. This is your infotainment system now. It looks very nice and presentable. And besides, it's very good when it's up here, because that way you don't get distracted from the traffic in front of you. And then over here is your instruments cluster, everyone. Looks very nice. It's not digital, but if it was, it would have been better. So there's something about this overall interior that's a bit driver-centric. So it's like everything faces the driver a bit more than the passenger side. Here's the steering wheel, guys. Looks very, very nice, and I love the presentation of it. Wow. By the way, this trim right here is so good. It pairs well with the steering wheel. And I like the feel of the... Wait. Okay, the steering wheel is leather wrapped, which is good, but... See, the thing about Hyundai and Kia is that they tend to put leather-wrapped steering wheel, which is good to feel, but then when it's not squidgy, you see, the leather is always stiff. So, yeah. The presentation of the handle, you get piano black on the handle, and then there's this silver trim on it. This has to be one of the best handles I've ever seen for a crossover SUV of this segment, and for 30,000 euros. Very premium, very presentable. I am absolutely impressed. Look at this, everyone. Look at this. I have never seen this before. This is so good and very desirable, guys. If I was blindfolded and if I was to hold on to this handle, I would mistake this car for something luxurious. I'm being serious, guys. Because first of all, I forgot, speaking of luxurious, let me talk about the seat. The presentation of the seat is very good, very sporty. I feel cocooned because this is a sporty seat. And the presentation of the seat itself is also good. You get fabric in the middle, right here. And then over here you get this white piping on the leather, guys. There's white piping. And then this is the leather. The quality of the leather is average for a crossover SUV of this segment, but you see what I'm trying to say, guys. It's so premium. I like how there's the silver trim right here, and then I also like the piano black over here, and over here, guys, the piano black. Very, very nice. And now, let's come down to practicality, guys. Let's see what this Kia XCeed has. So, practicality solutions, guys. Over here you get a nice storage area, and I believe this would be for a wireless telephone recharge, or if not, even better, at least this is an extra storage space. Over here you get this nice piano black shutter which covers the USB point and the 12-volt socket. Okay, my apologies. USB point and 12-volt socket. And then additional storage space right here. And if you don't need it, ta-da! Over here you get additional storage. Well, this is a micro storage space. But then you get 2 cup holders which are under this wonderful shutter. Do you really need a shutter for cup holders? You all be the judge, guys. But then otherwise this could also be used as storage. I mean, you know, just put something there randomly and then close it. Otherwise it's good. I mean, sometimes actually it's good to have a shutter for the cup holders because what can happen is dust accumulation. And this is something you do not want because through time dust can accumulate on the sides. Alright guys, this is your central console storage. It's pretty average for a crossover SUV of this size and segment. It's not very deep, but it's good. There's enough space. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay, first of all, the door is nice. Okay, I like the squidgy leather right here. And you get a little bit of storage space here, although I would use it to close the door, or I could just use this. But the storage solution right here, the door bin, this has to be one of the smallest door bin I've ever seen for a crossover SUV of this size and segment, let alone 30,000 euros. And this whole thing is just hard plastic that has no purpose. And then over here is your glove box, everyone. If you have the manuals in there, you don't get that much space, but then hey. Alright guys, you get a sunroof. Check this out. Wow, feels really good. And then you get an additional storage space up here. I was very impressed, guys. The presentation, the initial looks were very good, guys. I really like the trim they used, and it feels very premium. I have to confess this. I like the materials they use. But I also noticed a bit of questionable aspects, and the first questionable aspect I would like to point out is just the overall presentation. Like, something about it that just looks a bit... Compared to other competitors of today's generation, there's something about this area that just looks a little bit dated. Just a little bit. Like, when I was praising the presentation, I was praising the materials used. I was praising just the choice of colors they used right here and right here, okay? It's very lively. But if you look at the design, like, look at this. This whole area right here kind of reminds me of 10 years ago. It looks as though it hasn't changed that much. Whereas competitors of today are being at least more alive about it. Like, you know, they're experimenting with it. They use fancy buttons, or at least they put some piano black over here, or they put everything on the infotainment system. Another questionable aspect has to be the storage solutions, guys. I'm a bit surprised by something going on. Like, for example, this has to be the smallest door bin I've ever seen for a crossover SUV of this price and segment. I've never seen this before. I've never seen this before. This size would be tolerant for an A-segment car. Like, this is really good for A-segment cars, but a crossover SUV of this size and segment? No. No. And then, like always, Kia and Hyundai have an obsession for conspicuous fuse boxes. Yes, again, like I've stressed before, it's probably got something to do with maintenance, but then I always think to myself, it's questionable because why not use it for extra storage? Now, despite the price of 30,000 euros and Kia's reputation for being very generous and good value for money, for this particular Kia XCeed, you do not get heated seats at all. Which is something that surprised me. Now, time to explore the rear seat of this Kia XCeed. But first of all, what I want to say is that the entrance is really pleasant. I think I like this door because this door doesn't stick out very much. It has a really like round edge design to it, so it doesn't go anywhere near the passenger when they open the door. Alright guys, so over here is the rear of the Kia XCeed, and I have to say I've got a lot of leg room and knee room. Well, my knee is basically making contact with the seat, but in this particular case, it depends on the seating adjustment. The front seat is pretty much all the way back, so that's why my knee's compressed. But then otherwise, I would have enough knee room, I would have enough leg room, nothing to question. And guys, I have a lot of headroom. Alright guys, it's not enough to have a lot of space in the rear of a small crossover SUV. Sometimes you need to feel like a VIP. And this Kia XCeed kind of exceeded my expectations. Look at this. Woo! 2 cup holders and a nice leather armrest. Now that's very premium. So both seats get rear seat pockets, guys. You get air vents right here. And then you get... oh, okay, there's just a USB point down there. It would have been interesting if there was a 12-volt socket or at least another storage solution down there. But then again, you all be the judge. Otherwise, as for door practicality, this is the door bin. It's pretty average for a crossover SUV of this size and segment. I'm not going to question it, although it looks very similar to what I saw at the front. This can also double as a storage space, otherwise I would use it as a handle. But speaking of quality, I love the quality. Like here, I'm greeted with squidgy leather. I'm greeted with squidgy leather, and I love it so much. Look at this, everyone. Look at this. I feel this is very premium. I like it. And same for the back of the seat. It seems like this is really good, guys. It's very pleasant. It's not hard plastic like some competitors tend to do. They're all in one place, all right? So lighting is right here, coat hook is right here, and the handle is right here. This is really nice, guys. Simplicity, which boasts a lot. Very good. It was very pleasant in the back. It's very nice. But I just noticed that the seat belt for the driver and the front passenger is exposed. It's very conspicuous. So if someone's feet repeatedly makes contact with this at the bottom down there, it will annoy the driver or the front passenger. So you just have to be careful. Time to explore the boot space of this Kia XCeed. So this is the boot space of the Kia XCeed, guys. Nice chrome tether points right here, guys. And, over here you get the 12-volt socket. Wow, that's pleasant. And then you get a coat hook right here and a coat hook right there. Now the size of this boot is average for a crossover SUV segment. For a crossover SUV of this size and segment, do you really need electric rear doors? You all be the judge. But then, hey, this is a pleasant surprise nonetheless. So here's my conclusion of the Kia XCeed, everyone. The Kia XCeed is one of the most promising crossover SUVs of today's generation, primarily because of its reputation for being great value for money. Yes, everyone, you heard me. It's desirable and it is great value for money. For a price of 30,000 euros, is this Kia XCeed good value for money or not? I have to say it is great value for money. It is actually, I'm this close to saying it is one of the best value for money crossover SUVs you can find. I'm this close to saying it, guys. This close. The reason why I'm inclined to say this is because, yes, maybe it's the fact that it's my dream car, okay? But then it's also the fact that it is, you know, desirable and the quality of the interior was incredible. I loved it, guys. Great quality, great presentation, and something desirable. If I was blindfolded and I was sitting in that car, I would mistake it for something luxurious. I would actually mistake it for something premium. And I'm being serious, guys, because the door handle was one of the best I've ever seen for its segment and for its price. Now, the reason why it's not the best, but why it's in the zone of great is because there were some surprising things, guys. Kia likes to be generous. Usually they even give heated seats and heated steering wheel, but this time with the Kia XCeed, they didn't give those extras. It surprised me a little bit. But then again, you all be the judge. But then another thing I'd like to question is the practicality solutions, guys. The door bins at the front was a bit alarming. It's the first time I've ever seen a door bin this small. Literally. So it is alarming in my opinion. That's why, yeah, it's a bit of a letdown in my opinion. My opinion of this Kia XCeed. Oh, I love it. I love this Kia XCeed. Guys, this is one of the best crossover SUVs you can find in today's generation in the crossover SUV segment, especially for a price of 30,000 euros. Yes, I have to confess, there were some things missing, but it did sort of exceed my expectations when it came to quality, guys. It is very desirable, it is very funky, and it is also very city friendly. It has the economic values, and it's also very cheap to insure, cheap to tax. What more can you ask for, guys? How much more do you really need? And besides, let's think about practicality. Practicality solutions may have been alarming, especially with the door bin, but if you're buying a car of this size, why would you be paying so much attention to family friendliness? You're meant to be funky. You're meant to be, you know, all... I don't know what I'm doing, guys, but I'm just really happy. I'm really happy because I love this car. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. I don't know, guys, what to say. It's just, there's something about this car that really feels relatable, you know what I'm saying? Because in today's generation, many car manufacturers are working very hard to developing desirable cars, but it goes to a point where they degrade their quality or they end up being pretentious. A good example would be something some of the European competitors are doing. Historically, those European competitors have had a reputation for premium cars, but now, for some reason, they're competing in the crossover SUV segment, small crossover SUV segment. And this is the case with the Mercedes GLA. What was Mercedes thinking when they did the GLA? The only thing, the only answer everyone will tell me is competition. Mercedes had to compete. I agree on this, but come on. Mercedes was you know, a premium car manufacturer. Why do they want to compete in a different segment? You all be the judge. If I had it my way and I could choose my own configuration of Kia XCeed, I would first of all try to stick to a theme which is not so sporty, because me, I'm not a big fan of sportiness anyways. I like it simple, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if this option still exists for the Kia XCeed, but I love the 5-branch wheels. 5-branch wheels, the 5-branch alloys, they pair very well with the Kia XCeed theme. That's my recommendation. And as for the colors, I'd recommend something like silver. Something like silver or black, or probably yellow. You all be the judge, but I think something brighter is good, because green is nice, but it just looks a bit, You all be the judge. All right, everyone, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos that are on the run. Don't forget to check the links in the description for my car reviews, travel videos, and creativity videos. And I have a question to ask you all. What is your favorite brand when it comes to crossover SUVs? And if you all are not aware what a crossover SUV is, think of something like this Kia XCeed. So if you think of, when you look at this Kia XCeed, think about what is your favorite brand of a Kia XCeed competitor. And once you've thought about your favorite brand, please comment in the comment section. All right, bye.